Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rewind by Affinity Streaming. I am Contrell, joined as always by Charlie. How are you, Charlie?
Great.
Great. Awesome.
How are you doing?
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing. Today's movie is called The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Runtime of 2 hours and 7 minutes. And spoilers are ahead. I didn't see a rating on this. I watched it on MGM Plus, and it came up as TV 14.
MGM Plus? I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, that exists. I watched it on MGM Plus. It listed it as TV 14, so I don't know what that. It was probably rated G in 1960, for all we know.
They didn't have ratings then, I think.
Yeah, maybe they didn't have ratings, or
you would have taken, like in 1960, they would have taken the whole family for this.
Yeah. There was minimal blood, so
there was like no blood. There was just like a little,
just like
dots, like a little red
dots.
spot on their shirt. Yeah. They just do the. I wanted to put this up, but they always do that funny, like, I don't know. It's like the old Western death, where there's like. Oh.
Yeah.
Always they do that. It's so funny.
Great death. Before we get started, though, let's talk about our socials. They are YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We are at Affinity Streaming Podcast. Please give us a follow, like, subscribe. We'd appreciate it. All right, so Magnificent Seven, it's a remake of Seven Samurai from 1954.
Have you seen Seven Samurai before?
I feel like I have, but it's not clear, so we may have to bring that in on the rewind at some point.
Yeah. It's funny. I haven't seen that one either, but I saw this other movie called 13 Assassins. But I saw the remake of 13 Assassins that came out in 2010. So I saw the remake of a movie sort of inspired by Seven Samurai. It's kind of funny.
So we need to go back to the original, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just kind of funny, yeah, because like I already had like a sense of this story where like a group, like a small town, tries to get help against like bandits.
Right.
Although 13 Assassins is a bit different. They're trying to like, assassinate like a samurai lord. I can't remember what they call
them. Yeah, I don't know what a samurai lord is called.
Something like
that. So directed by John Sturges for United Artists, the film was released October 12th, 1960. Did you see this in the theater? No.
Yeah, I watched this in the theater.
Yeah. Is this a first watch or a rewatch for you?
Yeah, it's the first watch for me.
Nice.
Like, so, awesome. Like, I haven't seen that many Westerns. It's weird, because, like, I do like Westerns. I just don't see that many of them, I guess. In my head, I'd seen a lot, but then I watched this, I was like, I don't think I've seen very many.
You don't see a lot of Westerns. I am a big Western guy. This is a rewatch for me.
How does this rank in your Western list?
Oh, and not even in Western list, in movie list, this is maybe in my top 25 of all time.
Really?
Yeah. Enjoyed this movie immensely. Yeah.
Really? Because I liked it, but I didn't love it.
Nah, I loved it.
Maybe I will say I was kind of tired when I watched it. I feel like Westerns you shouldn't be tired for because they're already kind of like slower movies.
Slow, yeah. You have to be wide awake for this one. Starring Yul Brynner, 89 critics, 87% audience, and a 7.4 on Film Affinity. Let's walk through this. So a gang of bandits led by Calvera, they raid a poor Mexican village. The villagers get sick of it. So they go ask the old man, what should we do? And he has a funny line. He's just like,
guns?
Buy guns.
Buy?
Go to the border. Guns are plentiful there.
He's like, go north and get guns. They got plenty of guns up there.
There's lots of them.
Lots of them, yeah. Just go get them. Just go up north. You can get guns, yeah. I thought that was funny. That was a funny line. I wonder how this movie was like received back then, because it felt kind of liberal to me. I don't know if you got the same vibe.
Yeah, I don't know how liberal it is. So I think we're talking about that scene where they're trying to like bury like the Indian guy.
Yeah.
And there's people in the town who are like trying to stop them because they want to bury him in like a white person cemetery.
Yeah.
And there's confusion because they're like, dude, it's just a cemetery. They're all dead. They don't care.
Yeah, they're thieves and whatever.
Yeah, but it's for white people.
But it's for white people. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's like I don't know at that time what people's thoughts were on where to bury dead people, whether to keep cemeteries exclusive. But
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, especially when you consider westerns the whole like concept is like conservative, right? Of like looking back at the past and how great it was, kind of thing.
Yeah, cowboys versus Indians. Yeah. So we as you mentioned, the two guys fight to bury the Indian guy in the grave, and so that's when the people from the village walk up to him and offer him this this job.
I did like that little fight they had. It's not even really a fight. They're just kind of like flexing how like good they are. They like shoot the guy in the hand and the other guy in the arm. So they drop their guns.
Yeah, I must say.
And then those guys kind of just walk away because they know they're like, well, these guys just outclass us.
Yeah, Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen are total badasses in this movie.
Yeah,
like they are just cool. Yeah,
they're like
cool
the
guys.
Classic, no nonsense, good guy cowboys kind of thing,
And with the awesome one-liners.
Yeah.
So they finally decide to, go to this town, and so he recruits his other homies.
There's a whole bunch of like recruiting going on.
I
guess he knows most of them, right?
He knows a lot of them. He recruits Charles Bronson, who's all tough, chopping wood.
Star of Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Different sort of cowboy.
Yeah, and the other guy I've recognized was James Coburn, the tall, skinny guy with a knife. I don't know what he's in, but I've recognized him. He's been in a lot.
A lot of westerns, or a lot
of everything. Yeah, a lot of everything.
I didn't recognize most of them.
Oh, really? You recognize Charles Bronson, though?
Steve McQueen and Charles Bronson, but I don't really know. Like, I didn't know the lead guy. I couldn't place him like anywhere.
Yul Brynner?
Yeah. What has he been in? That I don't know.
It's I have to look him up, but he's been in a lot. I just can't get my head.
All right, sure, okay.
Yeah. So, but so I don't know. So James Coburn has been in like passed in 2002. He's been in like, he's best known for Monsters Inc. as a voice.
Oh, really?
He was in The Nutty Professor. He was in Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
He was in Sister Act 2 and Snow Dogs. a lot of movies.
Right.
Some other westerns also.
Okay. I guess I haven't seen Sister Act 2. So
you haven't seen Sister Act 2.
This filmography.
Yul Brynner, Westworld. You ever see the original Westworld?
No, I haven't.
So based on he's on The King and I, The Ten Commandments. I think he was like Pharaoh or something in The Ten Commandments.
Really?
But Yul Brynner, famous guy also, passed in 1985.
Man,
all right.
Pretty good in this.
Yeah, he was great in this. He has a little.
Yeah.
I think he was born in Russia somewhere. A little accent.
Was he?
Russian-born American actor. Yep.
Yeah, he did. Because I did kind of get that Russian feel.
I think you're Russian.
They're very good at that quiet.
Yeah.
Stoicism.
So they arrive at the village. They take the job. They got their whole group that's like six badasses and one dumb kid. Yeah, one hothead kid.
Yeah, and they have that scene where he's like the kid comes in and is doing that clapping thing.
Yeah.
That was great.
that was a dangerous test to put. It just seemed like,
I know.
hey, I'm gonna test these guys. Pull out your gun, and I'm trying to catch it with my hands.
Yeah, but he only did it with that guy. I guess he knew the other guys, but just not this guy.
Yeah, that just seemed like a dangerous game to play.
Well, he's just so badass. He doesn't care. He knows he won't be in trouble.
He won't be shot. Yeah. That's like when the guy came in the bar. They're like, "Yeah, I want to be a part of this group," and he's just like sitting there, and he's like shooting around him.
Yeah,
and he missed him.
Yeah, that was, look at him.
Doesn't flinch. He's just like this kid.
Oh, did you notice? I can't remember who's at the bar, but the guy just keeps like trying to save like the booze. He just like,
yeah, that's Steve McQueen. Oh. Yeah, that was Steve McQueen. He just kept trying to like,
whoa, dude, this guy's gonna
break this bottle.
Yeah, pouring it for himself.
Oh my God, Steve McQueen was the MVP of this movie. He was great. I thought everything he did, his mannerisms, his lines, everything he did was great.
Yeah.
So anyway, they go to the like village and start planning and setting traps, and then they like realize that the women were hidden in fear that the gunmen would take them.
Yeah, I don't understand why that was a big deal. Like that seems very logical. Like you don't you're like bringing in these armed guys who are killers. Why?
Yeah, that did seem obvious to me. I'd be like, wait, why are there kids in the village but there ain't no women? Like
that is weird. Why did they keep the kids around?
Yeah, that was weird.
I guess they were just about rape then.
Yeah. But I feel like that shouldn't have been a bigger deal as it was.
Yeah, they should have been like, oh, I understand. But they were giving the villagers a lot of shit. Being like, oh, are you gonna fight with us? Otherwise, you guys can just die. I don't care. Like, they're asking for help. Like, why?
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
So they get ready and then
they set a lot of Home Alone traps.
Set a lot of traps. Try and teach the men to shoot. Try and teach the guys how to shoot the guns and whatever. So anyway, so the guys, Calvera's men, finally come to town and there's a shootout.
Yeah, it's a great shootout.
Great shootout, like, and they run them out of town. But then they realize
it's very exciting to have the villagers. They're like fighting back, and then you have the little I like the little party after where they're all like. And like, oh yeah, and it's great. They were running away from us. Yeah.
And they were celebrating. But then the part that didn't make sense is like, so then the men were in the like woods or rocks and just like shooting at the people while they were partying, and they didn't hit anything. I just thought that was a weird part of the movie.
Maybe that was the point, to not hit anything. Everyone in these movies is like a perfect shot when they need to be.
Yeah. Except at the end, but so then some of the villagers are starting to regret their decision and they want them to leave. So I'm guessing one of the villagers set them up, so got them out of town so the men could come back into town.
Yeah.
And of course we have the storyline where the local woman falls for the out of town man. That's in every
for no reason.
Every movie
and young.
Every movie ever. Yeah.
It's kind of like
every movie ever. We just had that in some other movie. I guess that was Stargate. We had that in where the local woman falls for the.
No, we had that, but there was one just. What was the last movie we did? I don't even remember.
I don't remember.
I think it was the last movie we did.
It's in every movie. It's in every movie we do.
It was one of the last movies we did where it was like very much like this, where it's just like, oh, okay, they're just in love now, I guess.
Yeah.
Just because.
It wasn't American Werewolf in London, even though they did fall in love too. Yeah, we did Meet Joe Black. We did
Aliens.
I don't think that was it.
No,
I don't remember. We've done so many. I don't remember what movie we did. That's us. Yeah. Rewind. Thanks for joining us. No. So. I
wanted to say he makes a good line. The villain when the villagers bring him back.
If God didn't want them sheared, He would not have made them sheep.
But
I like the villain too.
I like the villain. His name. was Eli Wallach, Calavera.
Yeah, because he plays him kind of like he's not like super evil. He's just kind of like, yes, like I'm a bad guy. And this is just how it is, you know. Take, they make, and we take.
Yeah, he's like, if it wasn't this village, it'd be some other village, you know.
Yeah,
it's like this, just what we do. Eli Wallach,
kind of just very matter of fact, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's just the life.
It's the life we live. This is what we were put on Earth to do. Yeah, Eli Wallach. So, so they get captured. He tells them to put their guns on the table and leave town. And Steve McQueen has one of the greatest lines in cinema when he says it seemed like a good idea at the time.
And he said it seemed to be a good idea at the time.
And that's just a great. It's just a great line. And it I don't know. It resonates with me for some reason. Steve McQueen.
I like the little moments they had when they were being forced out of town, though. There's the one with, is it Steve McQueen and who's our lead guy? I can't remember.
Yul Brynner?
Yeah, but they're like having that moment where there's like, look, you're not the only one who like fell in love with this town. Like, I was thinking about staying too, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they had a good.
I liked that little moment. It really like brought a lot to the characters. And then there's also, they just kind of set this up earlier with those three kids
who liked Charles Bronson. Yeah.
I like that little talk because they had some interactions before and they were like, oh, wow, you're so amazing. We want to be just like you. And I like that they made some comment about like, oh, yeah, when you die, we'll put flowers on your grave. And he's like, oh.
Yeah.
But he's like,
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, they're like seeing him off and they're like sad. And it's like, I wish you would stay. Our dads are like such cowards. And he gets mad at them.
And he spanks one of them.
Yeah,
and the bed broke.
Your dads have other responsibilities. It's not just fighting off bandits. They're responsible for you guys, and they're trying to do what's best for you. Like, I don't know. I really liked that because it could easily have made them just like the villagers, just villains, just like, oh, they're just stupid and they don't know. But it's like they have other things on their mind.
Yeah,
they're worried they'll lose everything.
Yeah, there was a lot of some good personal scenes like that.
Yeah.
My thing though is like, if you're a bad guy, like, be the bad guy. Don't let them go. Like, they're too prideful to just run. Like, you have to kill them right then and there. We discussed this.
He underestimated them.
He did underestimate them. He thought that,
like, in his head, he looked at that town as it's just some random shitty little town. Why would these guys? Because I guess. There's some understanding that they're quite good and that they must be quite expensive and they could just go get more money somewhere else. Like, in his head, he only sees the world in black and white, as good and evil and money and power. And so he's like, why would they be here when they can do better somewhere else?
Yeah. And that led to James Coburn's like, only like, I don't think he spoke much in this movie, but he was like, nobody throws me my gun and tells me to leave.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I'm going back to the town. You don't do that to me.
Yeah, but that was great. Yeah, it was a little. I don't know if I'm the bad guy. I don't know if I'd give them their guns back.
I did not. I would send them off. Hey, go off. You don't get your guns. I keep your guns if you want to live.
See, I thought that's probably just because it's also an older movie. It was kind of more set on those kind of, and it's also based on like the Seven Samurai. So maybe in that one it was more like honor is more like rigid and that kind of thing, where it's like, you send them off, they won't come back because they gave their word or something like that.
Yeah, give them their swords back. We're gonna have to watch that movie. We're gonna have to. We'll put that on a few weeks from now.
So maybe it was kind of like that. But yeah, I feel like in a more modern movie, if it would have been something like, oh, he like pretends to let them go and like some guys go with them and then they like try and kill them.
Yeah.
Because like he wants to like show the villagers like, oh, I can be generous too. Look at me, I'm giving them life, but then just kill them. Make sure.
That was just that's like in Gladiator.
Yeah, just like, exactly. Oh. Yeah, so you take them away, so the villagers think like, oh, they're going away. So also like the guys who betrayed them don't like feel like they can't, like the villains can't be trusted at all, you know. So it's like,
right.
Oh, you know, we're not such bad guys. We're just gonna take your food, but you know.
Yeah, that's a good that's a good point. They could have just been like, if he had said, yeah, take him away, and then be like, well, yeah, when you get 10 miles away, kill him.
Yeah.
And then they fought back and then came back. That would have been more realistic than.
Yeah.
All right, here are your guns. Run.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, it's that old timey thing. You know, like we made a deal. They'll just leave, and that's it.
Honor, and that's why. Honor doesn't exist anymore because we learned to lie. You know, just like once they teach AI to lie, we're going to be in trouble. All right. So they come back. They free the town. Everybody dies except the 3 people. The young kid.
I mean, yeah, I guess I expected everyone to be dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised like people survived that long, but
yeah. I guess because I'd seen 13 Assassins, so that's what I expected. 13 Assassins, the remake of 13 Assassins, which was influenced by the 7 Samurais. So yeah, I expected like a big shootout at the end where they all kind of died. But I was surprised that any of them survived, actually.
Yeah, the 2 the 2 people.
I like they're talking to the guy who was just there, who was just helping out because he was sure there was like a big score.
Yeah, and he had to lie to him at the end.
Yeah, there's a big pile of gold. It was gonna be great, you know. I was like, it's like a nice little touching moment.
Yeah, and I enjoyed at the end when they were just looking at the kid, and they knew he wanted to stay, and they were just like adios, like. Yeah. And he just went back to his woman.
Yeah,
of course.
Their love story.
Yeah, took off his gun belt and just rolled up his sleeves to go shuck some corn. That's what he's gonna do.
Put away his gun. It's not really the life for him.
Not the life for him. So what did you think overall of the movie, Charlie? What did you think? How did you?
You know, I liked it, but like I said, I didn't love it. I think for me, some stuff. I think like some of like the music, it doesn't like. I guess like as I was thinking of like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, or those movies like for a few dollars more, or to have those like big like epic scores. And the music was kind of like, I mean, it's like fine, it was like serviceable, but didn't really bring anything to me. So I don't know, maybe I'm just like biased with like those other movies, but like I really like this one. It's like it's a different Western, you know. It's not really trying to do the same thing. It's picking up a lot more of like it's not like outright comedy, but you have the stuff where it's like, oh, the kids are gonna like put flowers on his grave. Which actually does come back nicely at the end because he's dead, and they
put like, fresh flowers
on his grave. It's like, oh
like so I told you before,
more like characters in it, more character driven than something like for a few dollars more, which is just like badass one-liners and like cold stares and
This is in my top 25 of all time. I don't know exactly where, but it's in there somewhere. I really love this movie.
Very high praise for it.
It did spawn several sequels, 3 sequels. Also a television series. So it was a big hit.
Yeah, not to mention like a remake.
Yeah.
Not to mention Adam Sandler's stupid spoof.
What was that called?
Like Ridiculous.
The Ridiculous 7, or the Ridiculous.
Yeah, I never saw it. I just know it exists.
Yeah, and there's a remake with Denzel and Chris Pratt. Which
how was that?
I haven't seen it. I kind of want to check it out.
I think I heard. This is just hearing it. I think I heard it was like it's like fine, but doesn't really capture any of like the original magic.
Yeah, I mean big names, but we'll see.
Yeah. It's just like another one of those like kind of somewhat soulless remakes, you know?
Yeah.
Is what I heard.
On April 14th, according to Wikipedia, there will be a TV adaptation of The Magnificent Seven coming by MGM. So we'll look forward to that. Can't wait.
Interesting.
Can't wait. That's funny. So just looking at this review from the New York Times, the film guy called it pretentious and overlong.
The original?
This one. Yeah, the one we just watched, the 1961.
Wow, okay.
Which is pretty funny.
I don't know if I call it pretentious.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't see how you could call it pretentious. It was like
maybe they don't like the Native American burial in a white graveyard.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I don't know. I'm trying to think what else would be pretentious. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't see how he could call it pretentious.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it is. Apparently, people love the score, but I didn't even notice it really.
Yeah, because so people because now it feels so, I don't know, simple and basic. And like I said, it's not like it's a bad score. It's just I don't know, it's fine. It doesn't stand out to me.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. It didn't stand out to me at all.
Yeah, do you know who did the score?
The score, Elmer Bernstein.
I don't know him.
Yeah, not.
I only know the big. What is it? I don't know how to say his name. Ennio Morricone. I don't know. The big guy.
The big
good,
guy.
The bad, and the ugly guy.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
He's done. So for me, he's set I don't know, the soundtrack of the West for me. You know.
Nice.
So it's hard to listen to these other ones and just be I don't know, it's fine.
Yeah, I wasn't even it didn't strike a chord with me. But anyway, I really enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it.
It's good.
We haven't seen the original, so we'll put that on our list. We'll go back and do that also.
The Seven Samurai?
Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
We'll do that at some point.
Yeah, let's do it.
1954 Japanese film.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else you want to mention on one of the greatest movies of all time before we wrap this up?
Nah, I think we just about covered it.
We covered it all. Steve McQueen, MVP, man. Great performance. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Next week, we will be doing Airplane.
Yeah, one of the funniest movies of all time.
Funniest movies of all time. Charlie has promised to practice his jive for next week, so
sure.
Look forward to that. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. For Charlie and Betrayal, we'll see you next time on Rewind by Affinity Streaming.
See you guys.
So.